So this is the fabrication shop. We start at the beginning here. We have 5 bays. Really, in many ways, the bay you're right behind us is the starting point. All the raw material comes in. Down this aisle, we do mostly what we're doing here is small fabrication. To the back, you can see the sheet metal areas. We have the brake, we have the shear, all the sheet metal equipment, as well as a metalworking machine. This allows us to work in a more confined, area and do a lot of small fabrication or prefabrication work. In the next bay, you can see all the large incoming material. We have a large bandsaw. We also have a plasma table. So the plasma table, that'll hold roughly 8 to 10 sheets of steel. And again, we can cut up to, I believe that the plasma table is good to just over 3 inches thick. We don't really cut steel that thick anymore, but this fabrication shop was a standalone fabrication facility and did a lot of work for a lot of people. Now it's focused on, LM6000, LM2500. A few things that we hang on to and keep over. For example, the large blue rolling roller. So we can roll steel. We do maintain our certification for pressure vessels. We don't actually produce any pressure vessels. However, we maintain that because if we need to, and our supply base is unable to support us, we will make a pressure vessel if that's what we need or our customer needs. We've had suppliers who were just going to be too slow on a stack, so we made the stack ourselves, right? So we have a lot of capability in the shop. We've made a lot of things in here over the years. Nucor is one of the other large companies here in town. They make rebar. They're large hoppers for dealing with the large steel and the reclaimed steel. Those hoppers were fabricated for them here in our shop. So the next 2 aisles are dedicated aisles. So this aisle is generally dedicated to the turbine and the generator package. So the large frame packages. You can see the large steel beams at the back. So we've got them starting out there. We just delivered a couple just over the last couple of days. So that's why there's none at the front of the bay. So we'll see those in the next shop. You'll see exactly what they look like. But those large steel beams and large structures, even these inlets, which aren't as big, some people refer to this, let's say, as knuckle dragging work. So it is welding, fabricating, but this is artwork, right? So I would tell you that a high-end fabricator is probably one of the most valuable people we have, right? Think about the size, the scale, and the level of equipment we use in this shop. Our standard tolerance is a 1/16 of an inch. So this is the inlet shop. This is the inlet bay where we do our inlets. You can see the 2 coil modules on either side, and then the one behind us is the actual filter module or the plenum. So the 3 boxes together make up the LM6000 inlet, right? So you can see the yellow frame back behind us. So when we fabricate these, we fabricate them as one single unit. So we put them up on that yellow frame, and these 2 coil modules, probably just a day or 2 ago, were back in line with the plenum. What that means is, as we build it, we know that it fits tight. There's no gaps, there's no seams. It's all pinned together. A lot of other folks, when they build these 3 boxes may be made in 3 different shops. They only go together in the field for the first time. One of my jobs as the manufacturing engineering lead is to make sure that when these arrive at site, they go together without any problem. Right? So one of our advantages, one of the ways we move so fast in the field, is that when we build these, we put them on a truck. The truck arrives, they pick it off the truck and land it right on the package. They know that there's no groundwork they have to do to it, right? So that enables them and gives them the confidence to then do the single lifts, use the large crane as little as possible, and they know that because it will go together every time. And it'll go together without leaks, without light, without seams, right? And that's really critical. This is an area of the shop where we did a lot of modifications, changes to the design as we standardized it. And in doing that, working with the shop floor, this was actually the facility. Over a 3-year period, we took 50% of the hours out of the fabrication of these, despite making it harder to put them together by making it one single fabrication. So the shop, the guys in the shop here are just priceless to us. It makes an enormous difference to what we're capable of doing. So the final bay is where we do a lot of our miscellaneous. So we'll do platforms, we'll do staircases. What's being done in the back right now is a power distribution center building. We also do rain hoods. You can see some bird screens. So one of the things you'll see in the assembly shop is we build our own external panels for the packages as well. We don't buy prefabricated panels. And so some of the prep work for that panel shop is done here as well. So once everything gets through here, it goes to paint. We won't actually tour the paint shop. The paint shop's just over here to our right. We'll drive by it. But our paint shop, we have a blast area and then a paint booth that enables us to fully blast and treat. For anyone who's done any painting, painting is all about prep. If the surface is ready for the paint and you use the right paint, that's all you need to do, right? So we spend a lot of time on surface preparation, blasting, cleaning, making sure it's right. And then we have 3 paints. We have a high temperature paint, we have an external UV resistant paint, and then we have an oil resistant paint that goes into the base of the package. One of the things you'll see with some of our competitors is after 10 years, 15 years, you'll wipe the outside of their package and you'll get a white dust on your hand. That's from the UV on the paint. You won't get that on ours. Okay? So real strong painting capability. The paint shop is actually, if you look at the site as a whole, my sort of canary in the coal mine, let's say my pinch point is paint. That's why some of you have seen the paint booth that's out in the warehouse. We have that one as backup to enable us to continue to go through. But if we do want to get from we've peaked at two a month already, we've achieved that. If we want to get to 3 a month or more, then we probably need some expansion in the paint area. But beyond that, most of the facilities on campus are already capable of achieving those next layers with, obviously with more manpower. I don't have that manpower, standing around right now. All right, we'll head back to the carts and we'll head over to assembly.